Seth always says, it doesn't even make any sense. She improvised half her shit.
She made it all up. I'm insulted that just the implication that a woman would fuck me is sexist. Like, that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I know, really.
It's sexist that a woman would even fuck you.
What's her problem?
But the point is, if you saw, like, you haven't seen her since making the movie, I guess.
I have not.
And you haven't spoken with her.
No.
If you ran into her somewhere, would you confront her? Would you say to her, gee, I'm a little shocked by some of the negative things you had to say about the experience of making the movie. Wouldn't you be a little freaked out?
It all depends on how much coffee I had that day.
Yeah.
If I was fighting with with someone else about something, I might handle it wrong. And if I'm in like total Buddha mood, I'd be like, I feel sad that she hasn't learned the lessons of her journey yet.
It depends on how much Ayn Rand you read that day.
Ayn Rand. Do you guys like her? I have a feeling you don't like her.
It's funny. I actually ran into her at a restaurant, and like I talk a lot of shit, and like I was always, oh fuck her. If I see her, I'm really gonna give her a piece of my mind. And I saw her, and I was just like, hey, Katie. It's been a long time.
A hot chick does that thing.
I know. I pussied out real fast.
When you were making the movie, did she have a sense of humor?
Here's the weird thing.
Yeah.
She could not have been cooler.
Yeah, she was
every
awesome.
second we were with her the entire movie, and she was hysterical and fantastic. And then we like read that and thought, oh, well, that's I don't know what to make of that.
Right.
And then you're like, well, at some point I'll get a call like, sorry, I was tired, and then the call just never comes, and that's it.
But I gotta say, like, it's not like we're the only people she said some batshit crazy things about also. I mean,
yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
She badmouths Grey's Anatomy.
That's kind of her bag now, so...
Good move.
Does it bother you in a way that Sandler had waited all of this time to make a movie with you? In other words, you finally...
Are worthy.
I mean...
I never felt worthy. Adam had asked me to direct other movies for him, and I wrote a couple of bad movies that he didn't make. And in fact, in the movie, when Seth, in certain scenes, was pitching movies that maybe he could write for Adam, they were all movies I actually did. A lot of those. I wrote a movie with my friend Nick that was all about, like, it was called Happy Holidays. It was basically Adam ruining every holiday, like Christmas, Halloween, Hanukkah, and it's like the most generic idea on earth.
Well, how long does it take to write a movie script? How long does it take to actually complete one of these things? Because it sounds like you're knocking them out once a week or something. I mean, it would seem to me like it's a lot of work to write a movie script.
It does. I used to always think I was a fast writer, and then I'd look back and realize it took me, like, on average 8 years between when I started writing a script and when they made it.
Seth, are you still smoking a lot of weed?
I still smoke my weed.
How are you able to... You're obviously getting in shape for the Green Hornet. Have you already shot this thing?
No, we start in a little over a month.
Is it like your goal to get a six-pack and the whole thing? Because I guess the Green Hornet...
It's just not going to happen. We start... This is what we got.
But you're thin.
I'm thin, but I'm not strong. That's
right. You're not taut, in other words.
just malnourished now.
Right. So you are getting into shape, but you're able to smoke weed. And then when you smoke weed, I mean, I know when I smoke weed, I want to eat something. I need to eat.
People who smoke a lot of weed know that you get rid of that pretty fast because eating makes you less stoned. And if you really want to if you like weed, then you don't want to become less stoned.
Fucks up the buzz.
Exactly.
And what about porno? Are you still a tremendous amount of porno?
Tremendous. That is the very accurate word.
I love eating during that, too.
Why are you watching so much porno, so I would imagine you're getting laid like crazy at this point.
I do get laid, but I just love it. I don't know. I mean, it's just a whole other thing for me. Like, to me, it's like a separate thing. I don't know.
As a matter of fact, we have two porn stars.
Wait a minute. How many times a day would you say?
You a 2-time-a-day guy or more?
No, I mean, because I live with my girlfriend, so it's just it all depends on her schedule. It depends on how many appointments she has.
She won't watch it with you, Seth? Can I
tell you, sometimes it changes.
Yeah.
Your habits change because Beth was away last night. And I didn't beat off, which was really weird. Now I'm 55, so I'm thinking, well, maybe my desires are getting a little more under control because the second she would leave, I would beat off.
Yeah. Sometimes I do it and it's become, it's like, it becomes like a fat person eats is how I jerk off now. It's just like a joyless process. It's just like, I do it out of necessity and not pleasure.
Before the interview's over, in fact, we have two porn stars coming in for the next segment. They're going to spin the wheel of sex, which is a very serious thing with us.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but...
I get busted every time. I
like seeing while farted on. That's my...
Gianna Michaels is here. She's a big fan fan of Seth. That's
good.
why I mentioned her. Yes, go ahead.
I bought like 3 pornos over 10 years on the DirecTV. My wife somehow clicks, and like the bill for every pay-per-view movie suddenly just comes up while I'm in bed. I almost have a heart attack. And everyone, and I didn't do this on purpose, everyone was like Latin ladies. Yeah. She's like, what is with the Latin ladies? I didn't even know that was a thing with you. I didn't know it was a thing with me.
I know a guy was on a date with a girl, and a nice, attractive girl, and they put on the TV, and I guess when you order a porno, sometimes it gives you your receipt, and it said, your movie, Boobylicious 3 is all ready to go, and he puts it on in front of her, and that was it.
That's
over.
not bad.
It's not good. It's embarrassing, but I got to ask you about this, Seth. I want to bring up Entourage, what they did to you.
Yes.
I thought this was hurtful.
I'm mad for Seth.
I'm actually mad for... Yeah. Now,
but wait, can I say something? I haven't seen it, but it's been explained to me. Isn't it...
Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it.
I'll play you a clip from it if Seth doesn't mind.
I don't mind. Because I honestly have not heard any of it.
All right, let me set it up for you before you comment, Judd. Okay. All right. Seth Rogen. All right, listen. See, the world's greatest looking guy. He knows he's not. I know I'm not. We know we're not.
He's no Adrian Grenier.
We're adorable Jews.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but he's also not a bad-looking guy either.
He's a nice-looking guy.
I'm glad you're behind me on this, man.
I am behind you. I am. Because if they did it to me, I'd be upset.
Yeah, but
I know I'm not the world's greatest looking guy. Don't point it out in front of everybody.
But honestly, I feel a little hypocritical being upset. Honestly, because I know I talk a lot of shit about people, and as soon as I got upset, I was like, fuck, why am I so pissed off about this?
Seth, feel at home.
I say this shit all the time.
I'll tell you why.
You're in a room full of hypocrites. Feel it out.
Good, thank you.
I'll tell you why you're upset, but let's listen to this. All right, here it is. The TV show is Entourage, which, by the way, I'm not really a fan of.
It's a great show. Come on.
Robin.
I've watched it.
Stay in your booth.
I've watched it once, and I was not a fan. All right. So here the boys...
I've been on it. I get residuals, so I'm not
so you have to like it.
So here is Entourage. The guys are sitting around, and they're talking about their careers, and they're talking about Seth Rogen. Through the whole show, it's Seth Rogen.
Really?
Seth Rogen.
It's like they're going out of their way to fuck with him.
Here we go.
About Seth?
Yeah. The writers came up with this.
Just explain this to me. Ugly guy walks into a bar, and hot-ass Katherine Heigl wants to party with him?
She was drunk.
She wasn't drunk yet. That's my point. She was sober, and she drinks with him. And then she goes home with him, even though when she was sober, she could plainly see how ugly he was.
Jamie was sober when she met you, wasn't she?
I'm cute drama. Ask anybody.
Turtle, funny guys get girls, and she went home with him because Seth Rogen's funny.
He hadn't said anything yet to show he was funny.
He's so ugly, she knew he had to be funny.
How'd she know that?
Because he was starring in the movie. If he wasn't funny, there's no way someone that ugly could star in a movie.
You know, in some alternate universe, it actually makes sense. Not to me, it doesn't.
Why do you keep watching this movie if it bugs you so much?
His ugliness is oddly fascinating, especially in Blu-ray. Pisses me off.
Pisses you off? I'm the one who's so good looking I couldn't even get an audition. What do you want this?
You can put it anywhere.
Hey, Sloan.
Wow, nice to have friends with flexible jobs, huh?
Hey.
Hey.
Sloan, would you bang Seth Rogen? Jesus.
I think he's funny, but I don't think I could go through with it.
I told you.
I say this, let me be clear. Seth is being a fucking faggot right now.
Seth is not. I'll tell you why. Seth,
I'm open to that. I'm open to
why were you upset about that? You got so upset, you even made public statements about this.
I made one. And again,
what did you say in your public statement?
I called the man a moron and an asshole. That was one of my favorite headlines I've ever seen.
You called the writers the morons and assholes?
Yes.
Or the whole entourage?
No, I don't. I think the cast, because actually Kevin Dillon is the one who told me about it. Because I happened to see him in a Starbucks, and he came up to me and was like, "We just filmed this episode, and I gotta be honest, we all think it's kind of fucked up. Like, we all like you." Yeah, apparently the guy who writes the show doesn't care for me that much. And, yeah, I mean, it's weird.